Hi, this is Jesus from NBC News, reporting live from Chicago, Illinois.
Hello there, I'm Orville.
Today we will be discussing the Chicano movement trying to gain civil rights. Here's my partner, Orville. He will do the history of the Chicano movement today.
The Chicano movement was tended to emphasize civil rights and political inclusion. Chicano has originally used a derogatory label for sons and daughters of Mexican immigrants. Chicano is also a symbol of ethnic pride. The early proponents of Chicano movement began viewing themselves as a colonized people entitled to self-determination of their own. The Chicano movement passed a broad section of issues from restoration of land grants to farm workers to enhanced education to voting and political rights, as well as emerging awareness of collective history. In the social world, the Chicano movement is addressed what is perceived to negative ethnic stereotypes of Mexicans in media American consciousness. One famous Mexican leader of the movement was Reyes Lopez Tijerina, who was one of the most influential leaders of the United States. Mexican American civil rights movement and was honored for a lifetime of work and sacrifice to protect and improve the lives of generations of Mexican descendants living in the United States.
Mexican American youth was inspired by the farm workers' strike in California. Mexicans came so they could work and get better jobs here. But little did they know they weren't going to be treated equally or fair. Most Chicanos worked on farms, but they didn't get paid the same as other workers, and if they complained, they would get threatened to get deported back to Mexico. Mexican Americans youth turned Chicanos into a political charged term used for self-identification. The establishment of the movement organization did not take place until the fall of 1968. When the first large group of Chicano students arrived at the University of Washington a couple months ago on May 20th, 1968, members occupied the office of the University of Washington, President Charles. The group organized a 4-hour sit-in where they voiced their demands for making the university more relevant to people of color by improving the recruitment of minority students, doubling black enrollment and increasing funding minority students and creating black study courses. According to Jeremy Simmer, this connection between the BSU and Chicano students will later be strengthened by collaborative efforts on school campus.
Even though the Mexican American community faced discrimination, they did win some successes. For example, after Kennedy was sworn into office, he showed his gratitude toward the Latino community by not only appointing Hispanics to posts in his administration, but also by considering the concerns of the Hispanic community. As a viable political entity, Latinos, partially Mexican Americans, began demanding that reforms be made in labor, education, and other sectors to meet their needs. The Hispanic community's quest for justice began in the 1960s. Hispanics achieved another legal defeat in victory in Hernandez versus Texas. In this case, the Supreme Court ruled that the 14th Amendment guaranteed equal protection to all racial groups, not just blacks and whites. Activist Rodolfo Corky Gonzalez, known for the poem Yo Soy Joaquin, also backed a separate Mexican-American state. The epic poem about Chicano histories and identity includes the following lines: "The Treaty of Hidalgo has been broken and is but another treacherous promise." Students played a central role in the Chicano fight for justice. Notable student groups included United Mexican American Students and Mexican American Youth Association. The idea of a united Chicano people also played out when a political party, La Raza Unida, or the United Race, formed to bring issues of importance to Hispanics to the forefront of national politics.